honestly, if they leave Frostnite like this, it may anger some endgame community. Ooh, yeah, that was certainly the case now, wasn't it? So let's talk about Frostnite 128 and how they ruined one of the best game modes that was to the endgame community and made it to something that was much easier. Now, I don't take back what I said. I still think Frostnite is very fun. However, it kind of doesn't have replayability. I've been playing it a lot, and I can no longer play the 4-player one without getting bored. I'm starting to do challenges like, hey, 3-player clears or 2-player clears without stall builds to enjoy the content. It was fun at first, but yeah, it maybe shouldn't have been drastically nerfed as the way it was. The power level nerf and the propane changes and the smasher changes, yeah, that angered a lot of players, and a lot of players want to quit. And it's not a good thing, you know? It's really not a good thing at all to make the community that's been backing you for so long, the community that would complete the challenges you give them, want to quit. Now, I think it's very bad for them to want to quit, but like I understand why, and let me explain it to you. They like a challenge. I like the challenge. I've also gone through the challenge. I've done, you know, these things right here. Yeah, I kind of have been part of that endgame community as well, but it's not like I can't like what also comes. But less about me, more about them. That's what this video is for. So the players who were doing Frostnite 128 and enjoyed the challenge, after they all cleared it with stall builds, they started moving on to the trap tunnel way. And that was their new challenge for them to figure out. And one team did clear it. Congratulations, Twine Endurance again. And yeah, and then soon after that, Epic nerfed it down. And once that happened, Frostnite was way too easy. You literally would jump in with like 3 friends who didn't really know what they were doing. As long as you had like a few people who kind of had like an inkling for it, you'd be able to clear it. And that isn't a good thing for endgame content. You know, it's not okay for people who don't really know how to play the game, in a sense, to just jump in and be like, oh yeah, this was easy. That's not what the endgame community was looking for. They were really looking for a challenge where they would punch their peepees and punch their peepees so hard they put it back in their stomachs and regurgitate their peepees through their mouth, and then be like, yeah, I like that. That's what they wanted. They wanted to punch their peepee so hard inside their stomach and throw it up through their stomach because they like that challenge. And that's what the current Frostnite 128 was for them. And doing this to them and removing all the challenge for them, and after having a lot of content that wasn't really challenging at all, kind of made the game really bad for them. It kind of removed all, you know, hope for a lot of players, a hope for a lot of, you know, good players, and some players have been leaving the game. It's not good. So Epic does have to fix this. We do have to give them a Christmas present of sorts. I'm pretty sure it's Tuesday, right? Yeah, Wednesday's the 25th, and that's gonna be a Christmas present. You should definitely give Fortnite some endgame. Give us maybe a 200 power level, 200 Frostnite, where we deal with the other changes we had previously, the higher level smashers, and then put a banner behind that. You know, like in Joey's video, a lot of people like the banner once they complete the challenge because it's a signal of, I did this. I did something that not a lot of other players could do. I'm this good of a player that I could get this banner, and it signifies my growth as a player, my strength as a player, and my determination as a player. And removing that from them and not adding a banner to this year's Frostnite was definitely a negative. Now, I don't want to drag on this Frostnite conversation for too long. I do want to talk about Endurance. So, let's just give a quick summary. You fucked up. I fucked up for saying I like the changes. And Epic fucked up for making these changes so quickly and doing it like that. There was a different way. I remember when the community managers asked for our feedback, we didn't say to nerf the power level of the smashers and make the game easy. We asked for different changes, you know, smashers still being affected by wall launchers, or, you know, maybe reduce the damage smashers do, reduce some HP pool in the smashers while keeping the other husks the same because it was very good, and maybe straight up removing that propane mechanic, you know, making a tower defense game that's a tower defense, it's a tower defense game with other concepts of it's a hybrid, but you destroy the tower defense game mechanic with that propane change because there's no way to effectively kill a power level 280 propane with traps now, is there? Especially when you go into the tunnels and you get one shot. Yeah, it's not a thing we can do. But yeah, I'm still carrying on about that. So let's move on to Endurance and what I think about those changes. Endurance. Now this is one to talk about. Let's do something. So let's put all of the thumbnails of my Twine Endurance builds right on screen, right now. Now let's put an X on the builds that no longer work after this update. Yeah, that's saying something now, isn't it? Now, it's kind of annoying that one change in a game can remove this many of my builds, this much hard work for me. It's horrible. But that's not to say that Endurance is now no longer clearable. Now let's bring them back. Let's see which one of these thumbnails, the ones that will stay are the ones that will stay if I can change them up just a tad bit to make them work. The ones that don't work will be removed after, if it's just no small changes. So here are the ones that'll work with some small changes. That's still a very small amount now, isn't it? And that's not good. That's very not good at all. But it does say something. Now, let's show you what I can do to other tunnels to make them work. Now, most of my tunnels, like most of my Twine Endurance tunnels, I don't want to change. But I definitely started playing around with Canny Valley. Like, for example, this was going to be my... I had a totally different build before. But originally, this was going to be my Amplifier East build. But I had to change it to this. I had to remove almost everything to make something like this. The only way to efficiently clear Endurance is to remove almost every single damage trap from your base, or you'll risk something like this, which is great, you know. Like I spent like over 6 months, like 5 months, doing all of these changes just so you could be like, oh, I don't like that anymore. Bye. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, no, that's not fun to me anymore. It's not fun to keep on reworking my tunnels over and over again when one thing works and then all of a sudden the next day it doesn't work. It was literally a split-second change. So basically, trap tunnels no longer work. It's no longer trap tunneling. There's no longer trap tunneling in this game. No matter what you do, a propane will still pick it up. No matter how many sound walls you place, this propane will still pick it up and still destroy it. There's no effective count. That Huskling just walked through the floor. There's no effective counter to husks with traps anymore. It's kind of humiliating, especially when Endurance isn't, you know, a gunplay and an ability play kind of thing. It is full on trapping. It is full on, how could I make this tunnel strong enough to handle all of these husks? Now, you tell me, how do you make that? And I've been giving you guys solutions for that for the longest now. And all of that has been crumbled. I have to make different builds all the time, and they're no longer what they used to be. It's no longer wall darts. It's now just level 41 wooden floor spikes, tar pits, and wall launchers. What are gas traps anymore, you know? Like, having a gas trap in your tunnel is so dangerous. It's like, oh, yeah, this used to be the best thing in the game. Now it's potentially the worst thing in the game. The only way to use trap tunnels is to recycle now. Great! And recycling isn't necessarily a bad thing. It's just like, why? What was the point, you know? What was the reason, you know? We told you to remove propanes from dropping because they would cause the game to crash, not because it was a challenge. We would pick up propanes and move them before. It wasn't a big deal. It was the crashing. It was the lag. You know, that was the issue. And don't even get me started on the anti-air trap you added that lags the game. You know, that's another thing. But it's cool. It's cool. It's cool. It's cool. It's cool. You know, I feel like, you know, my opinion's very entitled, though. You know, I've been playing Endurance for so long. I've been doing it for so long. I know the ins and outs. And to jump in and be like, wow, yeah, yeah, let me just suck this up and move on and rebuild my tunnels because I want to do that, you know. And I tell you one thing, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do it, but I'm doing it. You should definitely see the new pit I got. You should definitely see this build I'm showing you. Inspired by Catelyn. Oh my god, her base was insane. But yeah, that's it's not cool. So I'm gonna continue to work on my tunnels because, you know, why not? I guess we'll make full-on recycling builds. But it's not fun. It's like, this is very hard to make. Recycling builds aren't easy in no way, shape, or form. They're the hardest tunnels, especially make it when you can't drop them in lava. But it's different. But yeah, thank you for that, Epic. I appreciate that. And thank you guys for watching and letting me rant my little frustrations about Endurance, and, you know, hopefully the blessings they can bring with Frostnite to encourage the end game. But yeah, thank you guys for watching again. Have a Merry Christmas if you celebrate that. Happy Holidays if you don't. And I'll catch you in the next one. Love y'all, and toodles.